They're going for #1 ranking. They've never been there before in Mark Few's 14 years.
Yeah, it's a big night. Should be a good second half. Those are the top seeds, but what about like the last 4 in? According to Joe Lenardi, Temple, they were taken to the wire by the Detroit Titans. We'll tell you what happened next.
Well, it has been a fun night here in Provo. Welcome back to ESPN's Thursday Night Showcase presented by T. Rowe Price, a part of Bracket Builder Week. Start of the second half, and Gonzaga with a 35-31 lead over BYU. Dave Fleming, Mark Adams here in Provo. Really entertaining first half, Mark. And we did see in a lot of different moments why Gonzaga is such a good team.
Well, inside, they are so dynamic, and I thought that Gonzaga fell in love with the jump shot in the first part of the second half here. They've got to stay away from that, but inside out is where it works. Elias Harris steps to the short corner and makes himself available, and because he drags defenders, really, look at the gap in the defense, and Olynyk fills that gap. Kelly Olynyk has a very good nose for the ball and what to do next based upon circumstance. And then Gonzaga got away from their big guys and simply fell in love with the jump shot. Gonzaga has to avoid this type of offensive mentality in the second half to win this basketball game. Watch Brandon Davies and watch Karnowski Low. Watch how he locks his knees. As soon as Brandon Davies sees the locked knees, what does he do? He spins and attacks the bigger and slower defender. That is smart offense right there by Brandon Davies, and he's the one guy that can attack the bigs of Gonzaga.
Our one-on-one update, both guys really playing well. Hawes, who had the nightmare game in Spokane, has played at a very high level tonight, and as usual, Kelly Olynyk doing the same. It's Gonzaga ball to start the second half, up by 4 on the road in this hostile environment. Kevin Pangos, who had a tough first half, 1 of 7 and 0 of 6 from three-point range. And Gary Bell did shoot the ball well for the Zags. Has an open look, and that's another 3 for Bell.
The big guys much more active, screening for each other inside. They're looking for paint touches.
Davies gets a touchdown low, steps through. Good defense, so I think, by Olynyk, forced the missed shot. Pangos finds Bell. Harris, one dribble, and he throws it away. Turnover, Zags. Carlino on the move.
Where Davies just passed up a great shot.
Cusick hits the 3.
I love that kid because he is not afraid to take and make big shots. He hit the game winner against Utah State right at the buzzer. He's a gamer.
Yeah, earlier this week, a big win for BYU against one of their in-state rivals. Pangos to Harris, who had the 2 fouls and was limited at the end of this first half. Bell in and out this time. Hawes gets a touch for Brandon Davies, stripped away, gets it back from the baseline. No good.
Boy, Harris is such a good backside defensive rebounder.
Gonzaga clearly missed Elias Harris with the foul trouble. When he was off the court, they were a different team. Pangos still off the mark. Zylstra just didn't want to slow down, had it stripped away. Didn't see Mike Hart.
Mike Hart does a lot of little things for this basketball team.
Olynyk, the catch, and he missed the layup. Got his own miss and scores.
He plays at a different speed than everybody else. He's so quick to the ball, and he makes it look easy while he's doing it.
Hawes hounded and harassed by Hart. Mike Hart knocks it out of bounds. That's a guy Mark was just talking about, one of the ultimate hustle team. We want to call them glue guys, whatever, in all of college basketball. Almost never shoots the ball, but does a lot of things well.
Yeah, Mark Few loves him. He's probably one of the great team guys he's ever coached.
6-point lead for Coach Few's Zags. BYU playing very tough here tonight, though, with the ball. Hawes gets the touch. Misses the jumper. Harris tried to tap it to himself, couldn't do it. Zylstra from the corner, no good. And there's Mike Hart.
Might have been a foul.
Yeah, Hart just was sent crashing to the floor. Pangos, meanwhile, had it poked away from behind. And Hart sort of slow to join the party on the offensive end.
Watch Hart. He just gets thrown out of bounds. He's looking at the official like, wait a minute, I may not be a star on this team, but I deserve a little call every once in a while.
Just a little hip check there. The three-point shooting has not been real sharp for Gonzaga, particularly everybody outside of Gary Bell. He's been the one guy. Harris down low. Out of bounds off of BYU. Cougars thought it should be their ball. Zags will keep it with 17 to shoot.
Boy, Harris gives you a big target inside. Look at the big, strong shoulders on that guy. Creates space for defensive rebounds when he goes to backside boards.
You talked about his rebounding prowess. He's the second leading rebounder in Gonzaga basketball history. 5th leading scorer. So I think truly will go down as one of their all-time greats. Shot clock under 10. Pangos. And Gonzaga's got to shoot the ball. Pangos just gets it off. No good. Davies snatches the ball away.
Either that shot clock is really silent or it's not working.
Now, I haven't heard the buzzer. It is loud in here. That's a foul against the Zags and Gary Bell. That's some foul trouble for him. He is a key player. He's got 3 personals. Stockton comes to the scorer's table, and Bell's going to come out of this game.
You know, something to keep your eye on. Shot clock is not reviewable unless you feel like there's a timing error, and then you can come and review. So keep your eye on that.
It is a couple times in this game. Pangos strips the ball away on the inbound play. Stockton bounces it to Olynyk for the reverse jam.
And that's the delay of game right there. That's exactly.
The tempers are starting to flare here. Olynyk, Michael Greenstein, the official, blew the whistle. And now he's screaming at Dave Rose to get back to his bench. And they're going to call it a different kind of warning on that play, I think.
This is a point of emphasis right now to keep the game in motion. You can't just hold on to the ball. You can't throw it to the official. It just came out in this last week, and so there's a formal warning the first time, and then it could be a technical foul the second time. Dave Rose obviously wanted the technical foul.
Carlino picked up his dribble, trying to find somewhere to go with the ball. Hawes being harassed by Hart. Here's Davies. The stutter step move, offensive foul. He knocked Olynyk to the ground and is called for the personal, his 3rd. And he taps his chest as if to say, my mistake.
The thing I like best about Kelly Olynyk is that he moves his feet. Just watch his feet. Just watch his feet. He's constantly active, and he puts himself in a guarding position.
Gonzaga playing half-court offense here, leading by 8.
Olynyk just got away with a big push up top.
Great look from Hart to Harris, who got moved out of the paint. Olynyk tips it up. Second try. No good. Whistle. And that's a foul against Olynyk. And Davies might have gotten a bloody nose or a bloody lip out of it. This has become a very emotional and physical game. Davies stunned. after the scramble underneath.
It is senior night in Provo, and a lot at stake. A #1 ranking potentially for Gonzaga.
Of upsets. Back to Provo.
It has been a night of upsets. BYU trying to pull one themselves here at home against the second-ranked team of the country. This is the highest-ranked team that has ever come here to Provo to play BYU in their basketball history. Twice before, the Cougars have beaten a #2 ranked team, but it's been a while. 2-12 all-time against teams first or second in the polls.
You know, 81 against that UCLA team. That's back in the Danny Ainge era. One of the great guards to ever play here at BYU. Of course, I don't think Digger Phelps will ever forget Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge, that's one of the all-time great plays in NCAA tournament history. His game winner against Notre Dame to send BYU to the Sweet 16. Hawes created a little opening and scores.
Well, he's playing a lot physically tougher tonight than he did in Spokane. He has answered the challenge.
He's got 14. Pangos maybe a little shy from the outside. He has had a brutal shooting night, 0 for 8 from 3. Harrison Hart set 2 screens. Kick ball. Austin deflected the pass intended for Pangos. Now Jimmer Fredette, whose memory certainly lives on here. He was a great player for BYU, now in the NBA. Not here tonight personally, although his spirit is definitely here.
Led him to the Sweet 16, led the country in scoring. Naismith Player of the Year. It's a pretty good career,
I would say. Stockton with the pass fake and the shot. Hart there in offensive rebound position and gets an extra possession for the Zags.
Well, and that's the downside of playing the zone. You really have to gang rebound. But I think it's been effective against Gonzaga. They have not shown the ability to get into a gap and make a play.
Good look from Harrison. Pangos finally hits one from outside. His first 3 of the game.
Isn't it amazing how shot percentages go way up when you go inside out?
Davies, good move from Brandon Davies.
That's against Olynyk. He pinned him along the baseline.
Davies got some of the best post moves in college hoops. That pass was deflected. It was headed out of bounds, but it was tipped by BYU. That was a break for the Zags, and there is Brandon Davies. Mark Pope, you mentioned the assistant for BYU, Mark. He has done a great job working with Davies on those moves close to the basket.
Yeah, Mark Pope, one of the great assistant